Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is just gonna be a quick video of me recapping each lift and talking about how I felt each one went. If you haven't seen me testing my maxes, I'm gonna link it right here. But let's talk about the bench. So I benched at my friend's house and I got 255, which I'm really happy with. It's kind of the weight that I've been overloading with. I really wanted that 260 or 265 range just because end of the year goal was 275, and that means I'm like really close to getting it. But it's only a 5 or 10 pound difference, so we'll take it. The one thing I will say, it's a little bit hard to generate leg drive at my friend's gym because the bench is like a multi-utility bench and it's adjustable and there's a tiny little divot. I'm not making excuses. It's just kind of made it hard to generate leg drive, but the 255 I'm really happy with. And the one thing is warming up and kind of making your jumps. It's something that I'm not used to at all. I never really have done that. So it's definitely a good learning experience. The warm-up felt heavy. I'd say 225. I jumped from 135. I jumped from the bar to 135 to 185 to 205 to 235, which is my first quote-unquote attempt. So I wasn't entirely sure where I should jump, and it was also hard to kind of make jumps because my friend's he doesn't have like 2.5 or 5 pound plates, but that was fine because I felt like 255 was a good second attempt. As you can see, it was definitely a little bit of a grinder, but it went up. So I just wanted to recap each of these lifts on the day that I do them, just so it's fresh in my mind. I can kind of talk about them, and it's also for myself just to see how I felt that I performed. The next thing you're going to see is me talking about the squat and how that went. Alright, so just squatted and I'm pretty happy. If you guys have seen the Training Max video, hit 335. I jumped from now you guys can kind of see what I deal with that squat rack. I usually walk it all the way out, but I figured since I was maxing, I made like a game time decision. I'm like, no, I gotta stay in the rack. I don't want to drop this weight. If I get stuck, it's gonna be kind of hard to ditch it if I'm in the bottom position. So I decided to do that, and I also asked the gym. I didn't know they had these belts. That prong belt was a prong belt. It actually worked really well. I couldn't really feel. I felt like I was super like tight. Now I know what all you guys are talking about when you say when I made that video. Now I know what you guys were saying to definitely invest in a belt. But I felt like my core was really tight. I felt like my legs weren't as activated as I could have been. I don't know if that's just kind of because it's the first time I'm wearing first time I wore a belt. I don't know why people bash belt training, or they think beltless training is better than belt training, but I've been beltless training my whole life, and that felt pretty good. If you're working with maximal loads, it's definitely good to wear a belt. I felt super safe. I was really nervous going in, but after I decided to squat in the rack and wear the belt, I felt like pretty pumped up. I had good music going. It's only it's not even 9 o'clock yet, so I'm not gonna make excuses, but if I had more nutrition in me, more food, who knows? I didn't really get a great night's sleep, but who knows? I could have hit that 350. First attempt was 320. Then I jumped to 335, and I was just gonna do 345, but I got a sip of water. I was like, let's just add a 2.5 on each side and make it tree fitty. So that's what I did, and as you saw, I failed. Now, I will say that since I'm squatting in that rack and I can't hit, that's not usually where I hit, so my stretch reflex usually kicks in about an inch below that. That's why coming out of the hole, I wasn't as explosive as I usually am. I was a little bit more controlled, which I like. I think it's really good to be controlled. Obviously on a 1 rep max, you want to generate as much force and speed as possible, but I'll take it. Given the conditions, I'll take that 335. Felt really good, really happy that I hit that. I was so nervous for squat, to the point of like somatic symptoms of upset stomach, nausea, just confusion, anxiety, all these different emotions running through my head. But happy to kill it, happy to be moving on to another gym where I can adjust the pins to like my appropriate depth, where I can hit that stretch reflex and come right up out of the hole. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say. This is really long, so thanks if you guys are watching. I guess the next thing I'll be hopefully at 455 deadlift. I'll just touch on the deadlift really quick. I don't want to drag this video out too long. This is more for me as well, but I'll see you guys in that deadlift recap. Hey, what's going on, guys? So I didn't realize it looked like complete shit in that squat recap. Apologize for that if you guys even care about my appearance, but about to go deadlift, and honestly I don't feel that great. I have some like minor body pains, kind of like flu-like symptoms, but not as serious. So just gonna go home, eat carb up a lot and drink a lot of water, and hopefully that'll fuel me to hit this 455. So next clip you're gonna see is if I hit that hit that 455 deadlift, hopefully more. I'm also gonna wear the belt again, and hopefully it doesn't feel too weird like it did with the squat. I'm gonna hopefully wear that belt. Hopefully the gym still has it, but we'll see. Damn, I'm probably gonna edit this and throw it up right as soon as I get home. Just deadlifted, hit 475 as my top set. I attempted it on my third attempt, failed it. I don't think I got tight enough at the bottom. As you can see, I kind of it's what I call a dive bomb for deadlifting, and that's how I used to deadlift before. Actually, in like the intro of each of my videos that I put in of me deadlifting 4 plates, you can kind of see what my technique used to be, and I changed it to actually like pull the slack out of it better instead of just dive bombing in and going and actually trying to rip the weight off. It's more controlled now, and I think that's what happened on that third attempt when I failed at 475. So I told my cousin, huge shout out to my cousin who came out of his way to spot me. He drove up from his house. So he doesn't watch the channel, but if he watches this video, thanks, man. So I think on the 4th attempt, I made sure I got back to my technique, got tight, pulled the slack out of the bar, engaged my lats, kind of, engaged my hamstrings, got tight, and I just gripped it, and I just didn't let it go. I felt like, I don't know, it felt like forever for me to get the lockout past my knees to lock it out. I think the hardest part of the rep was probably in the getting off the ground and up to my knees. I think past my knees it was all hips and a lot of just upper back and traps, and just that was the easier part. Huge thank you to everyone that supported me so far. I don't want to drag this out. I know I talked a lot during the squat recap, but make sure you check out the max video, and make sure you check out, I guess you're watching this video, so make sure you give both videos a thumbs up. Go ahead and share it, like it, comment, do all that good stuff. If you're stumbling across this video, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.